Edamu ina masiasa ba. Ebra so se ene odi nkomo ne mo ebekwa kohwe ene enu adanamiti ya ye kojo opon kroma na odi nchire mu ba mza.
Se transition team on na communication ni adia. Oh yeah. Enu de na wo boy beteto ha de be state untem. Na wa ya duma no ni adia. But Kojo is a fantastic he was a fantastic broadcaster and I know so be a fantastic member of parliament will be di swache. Will be di ache san say wonim de.
Susu shan shoe hunso. Na no da ba shoe bi si go.
Asore no wagu no.
Wagu
asore no kwa mada me bre gesi tete me ne ade asa so no 1% ko bampa bo bat
the shoe ni shine dodo ade
me too man for so mo shine ne bebre sa
too much
me too mo for
I don't guys go shoe ade
no quality things there Kojo there so na wo hwe the shoot any part wa ate ho ayi okwoboa Dr. Bahumia da ka wo kumase ye da wase se o ka kire sa afi ne ye bo life mo didi atem bi ye wa ye da mase family
ye ko tie Kojo opon kroma and the transition team do right say kwa ba.
We will be receiving 11 heads of state and government, 2 vice presidents, 13 government representatives, 5 international reps of multilateral organizations, and a number of ex-presidents from West Africa and other parts of the world. Let me add that this is not expected to be the final figure. We will have the final figure about 24 hours to the event. They will be met at the airport and chaperoned to the venue. That is those who will come on the day of the event. And of course, those who will come a day before or days before the event will also be met and will be seen to the accommodation that has been prepared for them. For West Africa, we have a number of countries that have so far indicated their acceptance to be at the event. We have Côte d'Ivoire. The president will be here. And also to say that His Excellency Al-Hassan Ouattara, President of Côte d'Ivoire, will be the special guest of honor at the event. We will have Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, ECOWAS Chair, President of Liberia. She will be present as well. We will have the President of Guinea, Nigeria, Benin, Togo, other countries in Africa on the continent. We have Gabon, Zambia, and other countries. Also, we'll have prime ministers from Ethiopia, and a couple other countries. And then we have the international agencies as well. We have some speakers coming in to represent their country, speakers of parliament. And then we have all the other multilateral agencies being represented, such as the WHO, such as FAO, such as UNAIDS, and so on and so forth.
The event will start off in Parliament between 10 p.m. and at dawn 12 midnight to 1 a.m. My first message is to you, ladies and gentlemen of the media, that pursuant to the 1992 Constitution and the Transition Act of the Republic of Ghana, all is set for the inauguration of the President-elect Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and Vice President-elect Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia before Parliament. Beginning 6th January midnight, Parliament will usher in the new members of Parliament-elect who would be sworn into office as members of Parliament, after which the Speaker and Deputy Speakers and leadership will be determined accordingly. And Parliament will then reconvene at the directive of Mr. Speaker at the Independence Square for the major ceremony of the inauguration of the President-elect, subsequent to the presidential and parliamentary elections that were conducted on 7th December, and the outcome of it respecting.
By 8:30 a.m., we expect all guests except VVIPs, who are attending the inauguration at the Independence Square to be seated by 8:30 a.m. The activities starting from arrival will start right after 8:30 a.m., and the main activity starts at 10. Subsequent to the inauguration at the Independence Square, there will be a banquet at the State House at 1 p.m. for the President, the Vice President, and the invited guests. That's strictly by invitation. They will be hosting the visiting dignitaries and heads of state to a banquet at the State House. At 6 p.m. at the Presidency, invited guests from all walks of life will join the President and the Vice President and the First Family for a cocktail at the Presidency. At 8 p.m., His Excellency the President and the Vice President will host the visiting heads of state to a dinner, again at the Presidency. There will be a musical concert dubbed a One Ghana concert at the Independence Square at 10 p.m. on the night of the inauguration. We kindly ask all guests who are attending events that require invitation to please carry their invitations along to make it easier for them to be admitted into these perimeters and to avoid any difficulties with security persons. The second issue we want to address is the issue of accommodation and transportation. Accommodation and transportation for the heads of state is being handled by national security. We cannot provide any further details on that because they are security matters. On transportation generally, no vehicles will be admitted beyond the Accra International Conference Center, the Osu Cemetery traffic lights, the 28th February Road traffic lights, and then the SEPS traffic lights. No vehicles will be admitted beyond those points, except for vehicles with accredited transportation tax. And I'll provide details of which vehicles we are talking about shortly. Members of Parliament, for example, will park at Parliament House and will be chauffeured there. There will be other transportation arrangements for other subgroups as follows. Holders of red car accreditation tax, which would include heads of state and government delegations, will have access to the Independence Square for parking. Holders of blue accreditation tax, which include guests of the President and the Vice President, will have access. Green tax, which includes chiefs, senior politicians, statesmen, and women from across the political divide, will get access. Holders of yellow tax will have access to parking at the Accra Sports Stadium, and then they will be chauffeured there. Holders of black stickers will be given access to parking at the Ifwa Sutherland Children's Park, and they will also be chauffeured there. There will be buses available at the stadium, the Children's Park, as I mentioned, to chauffeur guests to the Black Star Square. And so we ask everybody to kindly comply to make transportation easier. The police and the MTT unit will be on standby to provide assistance. The next thing I want to talk about is grounds and events. First of all, as we speak currently, preparation of structures are on track to be completed by close of business on Wednesday to allow for rehearsals. The rehearsals are starting today. The dress rehearsals themselves will start on Thursday, and the final dress rehearsals will be on Friday. Now, at the Independence Square, there will be 3 perimeters: the inner perimeter, the middle perimeter, and the outer perimeter. Members of the general public will be admitted to the outer perimeter. Those are the big stands that you see at the Independence Square. It can accommodate over 6,500 people comfortably seated in those stands. It's open to the general public for seating. The middle perimeter will be reserved for the media and other logistical service providers who will be working on the day. and it is accessible strictly by accreditation. And so for our friends in the media, currently we have received your request for accreditation. The National Security Agency would deal with you subsequently to take photographs so that you can be admitted into the middle perimeter to do the very good job that you do for us. The inner perimeter will take, first of all, 6,000 guests of the state in this inner perimeter. Additionally, it will seat 350 guests of the president, the vice president, service chiefs, and other dignitaries who've been invited. There will also be another stand for international VVIPs who are joining us. Former ministers, diplomats, and MMDCs in the previous NPP administration will be accommodated in the Independence Arch, and ministers, diplomats, and MMDCs in the outgoing administration will be accommodated in the guest gallery of the makeshift Chamber of Parliament that is being provided at the Independence Square. And talking of the Independence Square, there's a presidential days, then there's a makeshift parliamentary chamber and guest gallery there. There are also 2 VVIP stands, as I mentioned. Those are all in the inner perimeter, and again, we plead with you, it's strictly by accreditation. The media, as I mentioned, is being provided with a huge media quarter just behind the parliamentary chamber. This is to facilitate your interviews and other things that you need to do to make your work smooth on the day. But we implore you that access to the inner perimeter is prohibited, is only granted to persons with the necessary accreditation. But to facilitate your work, we will be providing 1 master audio feed in the media quarter. It will be provided so that all radio and social media and other digital media platforms that seek audio feed can tap into it. Then you don't have to run around laying cables and having difficulties with the security persons. And again, we ask you to kindly cooperate with us. Our friends from National Security and the security agencies are providing us with about 5,000 men and women drawn from various security agencies, military, police, national security, etc. As we mentioned, access to the various circles will be strictly on accreditation basis, and we ask people who are coming in to expect some sort of screening in the light of the times in which we live, and to kindly cooperate with the security agencies during these screening exercises. No offensive weapons are allowed anywhere near the perimeters that we are talking about. Security will be on very high alert, and so we are asked to inform all persons who have nefarious intentions to desist from it, because security will have to deal with you very firmly.
Okay, check Kojo Ponko.
Cocktail ni na make an Independence Square. President the Flagstaff House the cocktail 6 to 8 no. E ho me dey my. Na mama mi. Hey, me a special guest on me special.
Ghana for na yes.
Me prepare the Ghana for here. Me prepare special guest invitation from His Excellency and wife and everybody cocktail Flagstaff House in any part to me dey my. Enti mo nya the Kwajo say obi a ni lame asa. Wa see the lame uni accreditation min nsi ho ko ha ho kwa no bia metete wo tena kwa ye nhwenu mo kwa ne yabo wa na apɛ ne yabo wo ye meka bi so ma wo ye nsentweroni na uni accreditation kwa ye show na ne ba bi wo ho a ni so wo ya men kwayo na wo wi a wa ba ye se ne na ba kasa tentene obi anu ho tam enti do wa ka ni nyina akire mu no wo hwa na wo ye media ni na card wo dia wo kura no fa wura perimeter what did they make?
The here Kese no so say wa wo kɔ no so a ade bi ekuta wa na ɛwɔ ho bia no etia ɛyɛ security sɛ no so emfakura nko ho na yakɔ ko ka ye ke ye bewiem na bia wa wo de bia wo de bubu mo na ada sɛ ho
yakɔ kasa dodo
fato ho mesrɛ fato baabi kura afi wo ka no wo ti ahye so de no ye okɔkɔ ye otuntum your blue ana
yellow said you a dosso ni baby obi a be park
enti bi so obi a ni baby hihye o de gu akom say wuni e be park wa if you ho no mo ko Independence Square kwa no buses e wo ho a e de mo be ko kama mate aman panyimfo ene nkuku ahodo panyimfo wa mana
ne ma ne fe
omo so
ne ma ne fe mu ko nkruma mo say yes eti e ho ase
afi o machichem kane ene aban wo so yi na pamfo omo ba bi o betena bra na area kufuo so no almost DC for na aswafo no sa abre no so your baby better ahemfo asofo manti asofo dia oh manti asofo ji
our special dignities
special follow under special dignities
special dignities almost so we say ben pass
yeah
special dignities onu say your be man red card
okay so I share ni na no ye be koso anymore di hu nkomo akopem say ya wada nyimre fiada no pakre be koso aka ko do na bible say aso
de me kwa kohwe mani so dress heza no
o be kwa kohwe
ah so yetumi hwe bi na hwe se de bete dress ne no watch na dress heza bona soldier for ne pom Ghana what to me
what do you see Nanado wearing on that day no
oh he's supposed to nya enka unsa Nigeria for pe more African wear pa e dan no ne white you know share dey fe but I think said that sad because of bulletproof element you the suit
obi friend to man of Zamu's friend
can you bad
obi friend
but or say white wo and no fracking thing was traditional nefe nti o pa on pa one say white no white bubu no and we betimi the bulletproof version no I said the bubu no white the fatan papa
on sha hini man on shoe
oh na bubu de ahema na e sha wo so kurase ni papa e de asem kure ni kente anu wa sha hema na bubu ye de ahema na e sha yi asem e ka o fracking so an kanya mpa o say that no the picture bi o fracking table say no wa ye no because right e na make kan aso we di hene pen because right o say fata no say na ntu efe ntu we hele say na be fata no papa na ma shed white bi ba white bulletproof wa so mo an nya asem ketwa and the space no o ma come
no santi be dey too man
na santi be dey too ya mfache ne ma
no it's all by executive
man kasa mo ma o chano na mesi ya ma
no it's a special occasion
frank man na frank fatima na ne frank toma na ne wa tutu na de na neti unya ni pa ato fatima ma ai edua no so ya dia to ye kokkote na me no kokkote na wa hyeche ne dua no ho so mensa cocktail na so de ma ne sa onto dwom ho
at Nana left side the obet now chairman ya mankwa aya on shede atare
o fra kente ni bi
German friend
o fra kente asanti bon wire kente ni bi wo fa metra ho ye ma na ye fe ho na be hu Ghana tradition your culture kente lace ya lace oh what a beauty
you better put in now up with the one Ghana concert or independence nondu
enti ye just so that no be asa ya ni enko ni de no ya kan ni na ye frɛ ho nti ne e kwa na yakobu ye mu a meme ne da so kwasi ada na de say yakoda ase nti de say na na ne ada age o meme ne da no because o frase na inauguration no ne ade o wi a o be kwa lunch
o be consider ya better stance ni no o ma papa park back obi abako
pacho wunya o kwa to wo de yeko pure water de bia e betimi ama obi pure water de ba woni yeko to papa ye na esika ye ma
saka no
wonya nipa no doso nipa ba kura 6000 ansa wo mo wasta ni nka ho wonya nti ene ya opa papa ye fa nipa 100 a na Frankie safa nipa 100 na what they say ba ku ya India for last pharmacy for so afa 100 me kan yi kura yi wo chese wo mu amu itris ni na
yes obi afa 100
obi 100 wonya hwe kura na say ye hwehwe mo ye betwero obi adi ye betwero obi adi de adia mo wie so amufa bi nko media houses ye be ye adwuma mo bubu ye dodo adwuma ade we na ye be bokrase ye ne be ma manfo hu owi ase nyina se de ye koni e be wi ase ye ne asa de ye me kai lunch ye mai kwante ye frɛ dinner ye frɛ ni nyina ye nya bi nko na ye ko bi so ye gina ho aduane no so ye so ni ye butu mantwea de ye gina mantwea mo ye say ne fine so but upon kurba mle so yi me didi ye say nyesa upon kurba mle so yi so no wa anya deputy a flat staff won na ebeko nti won na ni media be release
Kofi Dubai
o di birthday
okay so obetimi amano just the first line of happy birthday
one to be mama am ko to me nya dade abeto ni mama Dubai chireke bra happy birthday why odi ba aduane bi okumase nya bantima fueli bi wa we be am akwato no thank you and no every farmer permit you na ba na ya me ntia ne bi every former president Ghana mampanyin ne ba every fa me ne Kofi Jai secondary ese edu so otia na wode ne ho apia wo se ho ayefe papa looking sexy na me se adwama na asode ya na pay Inti Jasonko, Bibia, or the message Yaban Jasonko.
Okay, so Emmanuel Deborah or Ash FM Kumasi, also Chef Yasewa, or Jaso, Anna Harriet appear Jan, and also London, or should you be
look, Master Dole Dole, on one to you Adom TV.
No, look, my special guest on
TV business,
appear still a better special guest, and as a former
former a food.
Okay, all right.
Gallery.
Okay.
Former minister, gallery near Wakotara.
Okay.
We have to the home too.
Oh, that I have. 0302-211-701 up to 4. Now so far, June Chebre. 0302-211-701 up to 4. Chamosi Spaka, Mammy.
Moses Parker, number 10 and catch all.
Oh, sure.
Hey, me Papa Moses Parker, Suleiman Taria down for Pan.
Yeah.
And Jason Kubrunia and don't get to catch Papa. Takwa to say, Chiao Pa, na a blaster Sanko Pimo Dubai.
Yeah, blasters.
Or more Dubai, see, or more drum.
All right, 2 p.m. appointment to say.
Oh, my, only said, Kumasa Bronova, who said, and about who said that by any Beneza, the radio, or the other do a mambo, and I'm an also nearby, and I am up for me there.
And I don't be back, come on.
Yago Sherman, and I paid him, and Falconia was in Chakuma with DC, Air Cambodia. On the MP legs, I was just to do my say. Honorable Berima Bawa Brima, on a G City. Now, on my said, me change some of me and okay, what you say, I hear me at the year pop. Now, mention it. There, yes, when another Danqua Akufuado, you know. What? They said, near my age, only be uncle how. Your best say, pa, I did hear me here. They invite you, now, Koyana be because she share, or my Ghana, no good animals you. Yeah. Said I am for baby, once I will combat or more share and find your shape, or more than near Henema. Mr. Minya accreditation tag via Bibia, Menko, Uncle Pesci, Okoye, near Kobo, near Kupra, near Koyo, Bibisha. What's up, sorry, every class I don't say, I say, every I said you, and this is supporters, and I say, when you could be supporters, even I say, to me, they are football, and I'm there, my Emma Bruno. So, when your accreditation say, maybe I answer another Danko Akufuado in Mr. and Copper Asem, no, my Ghana, I asked you, I said, what you put on the 7th, another Danko Akufuado, or a president of Ghana, I am from 5 1 and the promises also obey, no. So, to me, I find one to me, and yet, or my Gumbe, so I am not working. All
right, and I see,
how about so be a sending message saying I may Calaban, accreditation Calaban, Kulami, and then Bakudin and the cocktail, maybe all red. Presidential
blue.
Blue, memo red.
Now, how did you get it?
But presidential color me any part. Pink, could I be pink?
Oh, my goodness, that I have before.
Hey, policy be the assembly by very important. So, say, blood, National Blood Bank for told be now, or most shut down, or do more donate blood. A banner say, Hatching. Or say about say hydrogen, yes, and in sending cries one called blood.
Okay,
I think they should do something.
Yanni look money we enough, Yembra. Look, man, good morning. I'm saying.
Good morning. Oh my, in a Kabana Santi.
Hey, power dear, and I look, man, Kasa.
Hey, Kasa, what dear woman, yes, I'm going to.
Kese
now post by the animal. Oh, by national security.
A come the animal. We tie the kasa. This one that is serious. As we can 2 minutes in your serious. Look my way. Nyame adom ye dem ne kwai.
Me dase. Mami momu nyina mabaso. E wo adwuma pa bo ye minia Many Cabragana or so. Ukrainian program, you will find the federal office. Anyway, camera, missing Yamaya, the man, I could call the J. I mean, I'm about Prapra on the moon. No, my flower. Okay, no, Miss Special, Prapra for Grabo. I'll prove it. Nana Yao,
that's it. Well, as I quite, but no matter saying. Yeah, Boko. Afishapa. Yeah, come on. Oh, 9 miracles are AC or life with this year. Now, Miss Me for 3 and 2 amount. And the first one is GF4 ebe mau appointment bi utrimu pa de won so beji make sure so beji no run that position effectively dey can nyame se kan cho dey to su mienu sa prof no ade wano aka amano ni school bi e man tete e wa agudiem agokansim agora wodie biem ahwewa mfie diwudi wonyina no won se ono beba be adopt o amwa kwaji nimdie e wo ba bia person de ko
fa togo
dey to su miensa ne se susumi ma wa batiri su ebra wonya sa nimdie ne na nyame di sika ka ho susumi ma wa batiri su na ya oni ye sha ase a oni ye gi payo wa ase ho no nyame se men kan che o se oni ye ne ofuru nko
aboso afọ
ofuru jai wa